I'd like to start out this evening by talking about one of the great controversies of our times, which is, of course, Taylor Swift's new double album of 31 songs. Now, I'm a huge Tay-Tay fan, I really am, but we now have 31 more songs about her ex-boyfriends. And it's a little rough out there if you're one of Taylor's exes, under that microscope. So my question is, have any of you wondered what it might be like to be on the other side of that equation, to date someone like Taylor Swift, and it doesn't work out? And she writes a song about you, and the whole world knows all your dirty laundry. Well, that happened to me a few years ago. Now, it wasn't with Taylor, surprise. It was with another nationally touring songwriter. I'll call her Sarah. When I met Sarah, I was on the songwriter circuit too. When she was on stage, I just fell under her spell, her energy, her lyrics. She was just inspiration incarnate. I chased her with everything I had. We dated for about 2 years. Now, during that time, I got to know all of her songs, and I got to know which ones were about which ex-boyfriends. And I said to myself, you know, Mark, careful, this could happen to you one day. But I wasn't worried. I was gonna marry that woman one day. And I believed that for a long time, until I didn't. Most of our relationship was on the phone. She was always on the road. And we were great on the phone. We made each other laugh. We made each other feel seen. We were supportive of each other. But over time, on our weekends together, they just got more strained, and we just argued over small, stupid stuff. And we were like two puzzle pieces that just didn't fit together as well as we liked. So I knew I needed to end it, but when was the right time? She's always on the road. I still cared about her. I don't want to do this over the phone. She's about to play to 1,000 people, and then I'm this jerk who ends things at a terrible time, and I end up in a song. I didn't want that. So I did the worst thing possible. I kept pushing things off. And finally, a couple weeks later, we ended up in New York City. We were both there. She didn't have a show in a few days. It was now or never. So we met up in Central Park. It was a beautiful day. She wore this gorgeous dress. She was really happy to see me. We sat down on the grass, and then I started in. I'm sorry, Sarah. I just don't think this is working anymore for either of us. I think I should get out of your way and just let you meet the right person. But it wasn't going like the movie I'd filmed in my head, because I'd utterly blindsided her. She had a very challenging life, and the one person she counted on most just pulled the rug out from under her with no warning. By trying to not hurt her, I did exactly that. In the words of Taylor, I'm the problem, it's me. So as I walked away that day, I knew it was the right thing, but I also knew a song was coming for me, like a train in the distance. About a year later, a good friend of mine called me up. He's like, hey, Mark, heads up, dude, her new album is out. I was like, all right, what's the track, what's the song? He's like, actually, I think there's 4 about you. So I listened through the album like tiptoeing through a minefield, and I finally got to this one song called Enough. I knew this was the one. I was like, oh no, I braced myself for the chorus, and it was these 6 words. You did not go deep enough. You did not go deep enough. Now, there's 2 ways to read that line. As a guy, when somebody you've been sexually intimate with for a couple of years goes around singing to the country, you didn't go deep enough, it's not exactly a 5-star Yelp review. But I really think what she meant was the other meaning. I didn't go deep enough emotionally. If I'd been more honest and forthcoming about my feelings sooner, might not have saved us, but at least she could have been part of the conversation. But then, as I let the lyrics sink in over the next few days, something crazy happened. I realized I really liked the song. It had a super catchy melody. I'll sing it for you. You did not go deep enough. You did not go deep enough. Is that getting stuck in your head? Because it got stuck in mine for about a year. So this was the problem. In my morning run, this is what it's like for the next year. You did not go deep enough. You did not go deep enough. It's one thing when your ex writes a scathing song about you that the whole country can sing, but it's a real game changer when it's a real game changer when you like the song so much you sing it to yourself during your worst minutes of the day. So the good news is she eventually met someone new. They got married and they had a few kids. But if you could help me out, could you all sing it with me for a few seconds? I'll do the first chorus. You did not go deep enough. You did not go deep enough. Let me have it. You did not go deep enough. You guys are harsh. Now, the good news is she met someone new, she got married and all that. But for me, the real game changer is when you put off having a hard conversation to make it easier for someone, you actually make it harder for both of you. So here's to having the courage to go deep enough.